There is something moving through the sky tonight that most Scorpios will feel before they can name it, a pull toward people who touch your money, your home, or your sense of belonging. And if you have noticed the ground shifting under a key relationship this week, you are not imagining it. Let us start with the big picture, because today is really the story of three timelines colliding at once. On the daily level, the moon is moving through Sagittarius and into your third house of communication, which means your mind is sharp, your words land well, and any conversation you have today carries more weight than usual. From the Western tropical lens, that same third house moon is receiving support from Venus in your 11th house of community, so shared plans, group chats, collaborations, anything that involves other people working toward a common goal. This is genuinely fertile ground today. Zoom out to the midterm picture, and you will find Uranus quietly reworking your 4th or 8th house axis, the zone of family, real estate, and shared resources. This is not a one-day transit. It has been building, and it tends to bring sudden pivots in how you relate to relatives or partners who are tangled up in your finances or your living situation. In Vedic tradition, this kind of outer planet disruption to the home and resource axis is read as karmic recalibration, forced correction when an old arrangement has quietly stopped serving you. Both traditions are pointing at the same event from different angles. The Western lens frames it as a call for personal reinvention. The Vedic lens frames it as karmic timing catching up with you, and honestly, they are both right. Here is what almost every horoscope skips over. That Uranian pressure does not feel like a lightning bolt to most people. It feels like slow-building claustrophobia that eventually snaps. If you have been sensing that an old setup with a parent, a sibling, or a partner around money or property simply is not sustainable anymore, that discomfort has been the whole point. You may have noticed yourself rehearsing conversations in your head that you have not had yet, or feeling irritated by an arrangement you used to tolerate just fine. That is not you being difficult. That is the chart doing exactly what it is designed to do. Let us bring this into love. Today's third house moon means emotional honesty is unusually easy to access. You may find that if you simply say what you feel, the other person already senses it anyway. There is a tenderness available right now if you let yourself be direct instead of guarded, which, if you know your Scorpio nature, is not always the default setting. Take a breath here, because this next part is personal. The same energy that is stirring change in your family or financial partnerships is also asking your romantic connections to be renegotiated in small, honest ways. This is not a day for big dramatic declarations. It is a day for one clear sentence that finally says the thing you have been circling around. The cosmic weather favors vulnerability over strategy today, and for a sign that usually prefers strategy, that is worth noticing. Now here is the good news they did not mention. That same directness that serves your love life is about to serve your career even more. With the moon lighting up your house of communication, today favors meetings, interviews, brainstorms, anything where your voice is the instrument. Many people with this transit report that ideas they would normally keep to themselves suddenly come out clearly and confidently, and colleagues respond well to it. If you are leading a discussion or pitching something today, post the agenda, name the decision you are hoping to reach, and give people a simple way to contribute. Clarity is your leverage today, not intensity. We will get to what this means for your finances in a moment, but first understand that your professional currency today is not hustle, it is coherence. Speaking of finances, this is where the Uranian thread from earlier comes back into focus. The same relatives or partners connected to your resources are part of the pivot we talked about at the start. And today's practical task is simple. Look at your actual numbers. Not the anxious feeling about your numbers, the actual numbers. This is a good day to assess what is coming in, what is going out, and where an old financial arrangement with someone else might need an honest conversation rather than quiet resentment. Here is what makes today genuinely rare. And it is the kind of detail most people watching this will miss. You have a fast-moving, deeply personal moon transit asking you to speak clearly today, layered directly on top of a slow, multi-year Uranian transit asking you to restructure a long-term relationship involving money or home. That is not two unrelated events. That is the sky handing you a rehearsal. Today's conversations are practice for the bigger renegotiation already underway. What you say clearly today about small things builds the courage you will need for the larger truth waiting underneath. Let that sink in for a moment before we move into how this lands in your body. Scorpio, your feelings are running strong today, and the smartest thing you can do is pair emotional intensity with a steady physical foundation. Eat something nourishing before a hard conversation, not after. Give yourself a real pause to refuel rather than pushing through on adrenaline, because confidence today comes less from forcing an outcome and more from feeling physically grounded enough to trust your own read on a situation. Some Vedic practitioners may recommend Saturn-related remedies, such as specific mantras or wearing certain colors, for individuals whose birth charts show it is needed, though this is not universal advice, and gemstone prescriptions especially require a full chart reading before anyone commits to one. Simple, safe practice for everyone today is wearing a touch of pale yellow. It is associated with mental clarity and lucky timing in several traditions, and it costs you nothing to try. If you have been craving connection with the people who understand you best, today rewards that instinct. This is a beautiful window for family conversations or a spontaneous outing with a close friend, the kind of unplanned gathering that ends up mattering more than anything on your calendar. Picture an old photograph pulled out of a drawer. That is the emotional texture of today's home and family energy. Nostalgic, warm, a little unexpected, worth sitting with rather than rushing past. If travel comes up today, keep it light and local, rather than ambitious. This is better suited to short trips and spontaneous plans than major journeys. Spiritually, today asks you to notice where you have been holding a rigid picture of how things should look, and to loosen your grip on it just slightly, the same way the sky is loosening your grip on an old arrangement at home. Your lucky color today is pale yellow. Your fortunate window falls between 1:15 and 2:30 in the afternoon. Community and collaboration are your strongest assets. Financial honesty with a partner or relative pays off more than avoidance ever will. So here is your action plan. Say the honest sentence you have been avoiding, whether it is about love, money, or family. Post the plan and name the decision if you are working with a group today. Refuel before you engage in anything emotionally heavy, and take that early afternoon window seriously, because the chart suggests it is genuinely one of your better stretches of the day. Everything unsettled right now, the pressure in your closest relationships, the pull to renegotiate what is yours. It is not falling apart, it is finally moving. And if today's story felt like it was speaking directly to you, that is usually a sign worth sitting with and worth coming back for tomorrow.